how's it going, guys? You made it to 1.4. So this is example 1 of 1.4. And you want to make sure that you've already looked and written down some of the notes for some of the definitions. So you need to have factor pair, prime factorization, and factor tree already written down with the key ideas that I put in the notes on this one. So if you haven't done that yet, go ahead and pause the video and go get that. All right, so here we go. The brass section of a marching band has 30 members. The band director arranges the brass section in rows. Each row has the same number of members. How many possible arrangements are there? So I've got to figure out how many ways I can set up these chairs. So the factor pairs of 30. Factor pairs means what two numbers multiply with each other in order to make 30. So I can think of like 1 and 30. So you have 1 times 30. There could be one row of 30 chairs. That's everybody could be in a line. You also have 2 times 15. That's a pair, and that equals 30. So you could have 2 rows of 15 or 15 rows of 2. 3 times 10 equals 30. That's a pair. And you can have 3 rows of 10 or 10 rows of 3. And 5 times 6 or 6 times 5, either way is fine. So you could have 5 rows of 6 or 6 rows of 5. So there's many different ways you could set that up. So these are all called pairs. Okay. Extra example 1, there are 40 members in the book club at school. Each member sits at a desk. Each row needs to have the same number of desks. How many possible arrangements are there? So let's watch this example, and we're going to see how to make a factor tree. And there's an example in the notes on how to make a factor tree. This is very, very important.
Each member sits at a desk. Each row needs to have the same number of desks. How many possible arrangements are there? Use the factor pairs of 40 to find the number of arrangements. 40 equals 1 times 40. So there could be one row of 40 or 40 rows of 1. 40 is also equal to 2 times 20. So there could be 2 rows of 20 or 20 rows of 2. 40 is also equal to 4 times 10. So there could be 4 rows of 10 or 10 rows of 4.
Oh wait, this one's not the factor tree, sorry.
5 times 8. So there could be 5 rows of 8 or 8 rows of 5. 40 is also equal to 8 times 5. But the factors of 5 and 8 are already listed. So there are 8 possible arrangements. 1 row of 40, 40 rows of 1, 2 rows of 20, 20 rows of 2, 4 rows of 10, 10 rows of 4, 5 rows of 8, or 8 rows of 5.
All right, and those are all the pairs. So on your own, you want to list the factor pairs of the number. So we're just going to do 1, 2, and 3. Skip number 4. Go ahead and pause your video and find out what the pairs are. 1, 2, 3, pause. Now we're back. Here's the answers. The pairs for 18 are 1 and 18, because 18 times 1. 2 and 9, 9 times 2. And 3 and 6, 6 times 3. For 24, it's 24 times 1. 2 times 12. 8 times 3, and 4 times 6. I don't like the way they wrote these as pairs, but the pairs are separated by a comma, and then the semicolon is for the next pair. So that's kind of tricky how they wrote it. But 51 only has 1 times 51 and 3